Right, so do a new episode this week. It's been about a week and a half. So today is Wednesday, December 13th, up to episode 9 of this little project that we got going, and a lot of interactive stuff. So I do appreciate those that are listening. Let's go and get down to the news items. So some tips to clear customs and security this holiday season. So over at the Facebook page, I have a great offer. Got some posts up there, both from CBP, Customs and Border Protection. If you don't have the fancy global entry, which comes with a lot of the premium, credit cards, they do that. They rebate that fee back to you. Don't forget there is a mobile passport app from U.S. Customs and Border Protection. And I have not used that because I do have global entry and I have not traveled internationally, but everything that I've heard about it is you do get some, as they say, kind of front of the line privileges and some options to pre-clear. So what that might mean for you and your family is that you go ahead and submit your trip information. They match it up with your passport information. So that a lot of the work that the customs officials would do if you're just to walk up and hand over your passport can be done maybe automated, and you may have some opportunities to get through the line quicker. So definitely check that out. It doesn't cost you anything for that mobile passport app as far as I know, and may save you some time. There was also another post about someone who flew, I believe, from Atlanta, and the post went something generally, great, that there's 20 lines, but only 2 of them are open at security, and without any context, what I assume was going on is that this person may have been in the north terminal. There is a side area for TSA at Atlanta's north terminal in the south over there, and sometimes that can back up. Usually there are people out front to direct you around to the other lines, but just remember that if you get to security, you're seeing those people all backed up, you may have other options. Don't necessarily wait in a line that you don't have to, I guess is my point there. There's also pre-check if you have global entry. Usually comes with that. Make sure those are coded in there. Also, do not forget Delta's digital ID for those of you that may qualify with a passport and pre-check. That's a huge time saver for clearing security. A lot of people don't know about that yet. Comment here, reach out if you're not clear on which one of these you may have. And let's get you through those lines faster. Also came across a podcast. It was a longtime British Airways flight attendant who still flies with the airline. And she's been there long enough that she actually served on the Concorde a number of years ago. So around the 15-minute mark, and you've got a link of this over at the Facebook page, but around the 15-minute mark, she talks about the experience of being in Concorde and the point that the plane actually goes supersonic. She said there's like a push in the back of her back. So may not see that again, anytime soon, because of course the Concordes are now grounded. But it was a really cool interview, especially for those of you who follow airline logistics, etc. So hope you enjoy that. I know I certainly did. I didn't make it through the whole interview, but it is quite a cool little interview if you want to check that out. Also some satire over at the Facebook page. Told this from another friend. So they're calling it Delta's new premium comfort posh plus cloud view class. Now this is satire, but just again, a lot of people talk about this. They think about it. They look at, where's my seat going to be? Am I too far back? Am I be able to clear my bag and things like that? So the airlines know this, honestly, and that's another revenue stream for them to kind of shame you to, okay, well, you booked that cheap seat. Did you know for this much more money you can do this seat and things like that? So it's always a game. And, something else that has troubled me in the past is, and you may go to book a ticket and the screen says only 1 seat left at this price, which I think it sometimes borders on some deceptive advertising. I've also seen people that have, a basic economy ticket, and they for some reason think they don't have a seat because of the whole waiting game. Maybe this is someone who has traveled often, and the airline sometimes will show them a seat map and say, well, you don't have a seat now, but you can pay for extra. And it really does border on some deceptive advertising. If you have any questions about that, I'm glad to help you navigate these different fare classes. And it can be confusing to someone who does not, travel often. But then, give to the satire post out there too. So take it for what it is. But yeah. Another news item or video that's been circling around is this gentleman that decided to cook shrimp in a Delta aircraft lavatory. Don't do it. That is just nasty. I have a friend that I think has joked about it. He's a flight attendant. I think he's currently at Southwest Airlines, and he's joked in the past about cooking barbecue ribs on the plane. I sent him a little message. I said, leave it to the amateurs to try some kind of stunt like that. He also had some batteries that were in the lavatory, and using those batteries to heat up water, which I also felt like bordered on some security issues. So check it out. You've got a link for it. The Facebook page. It's out on Twitter, and there's a number of other podcasters that just caught their eye, and they've made some other commentary out there. But just don't do it. But along the same lines too, be mindful of what your food smells like. And sometimes it's a cultural thing, sometimes it's a destination thing. But don't just assume that everyone around you, for example, may enjoy the smell of Popeye's fried chicken. Yes, I enjoy good fried chicken. I'm obviously a big guy, but I can't always assume that everyone on the plane is going to enjoy that. So, just a very high level, be mindful of what your food smells like when on a plane. Another reminder, getting through the news here, and I've discussed several strategies. I used one recently to buy something at Home Depot, and it actually turned out that item was not available. It was out of stock, so I had to go through Amazon. But Delta even has a little shopping button out there that they put on these on your browser, and they're giving you extra miles to install it. And it should, in turn, get you some extra miles to save you on your next trip. Again, comment here, reach out if you're not clear on what I'm talking about. May, again, help you with the next trip there. All right, so where I've been, where I'm going. So the next trip coming up is Vegas for Christmas and Palm Springs. And so we covered this on several other episodes, flying out there for a week. Supposed to get comp 4 nights at the Park MGM, and then 3 nights over at Palm Springs. Ended up redeeming some extra Amex membership rewards to get that hotel free over in Palm Springs. And we're going to rent a car as the current plan with Avis, picking up at the New York Avis location, and dropping that off because the hotel in Palm Springs does charge a nightly parking fee. So, it's a small little area. We do have some friends out there that can probably Uber us around too, if they're willing to. But it really didn't make sense to keep that car while we're there. So we're going to pick up another car from Avis in Palm Springs on that night before we drive back over to Vegas and fly home. So still waiting on some upgrade certs. And this actually came up last night. A friend of mine had applied some Delta regional upgrade certificates to reservation, and they were waitlisted, and I'm in the same boat. So the outbound plane, that last time I checked, there were 20 plus open seats up front, the 767-400. But on the back return, it is, I believe, on an Airbus. So it's not quite. He said there was some confusion about using these upgrade certs, which it can be if you haven't seen how they play out sometimes. But the airlines Delta, they will choose to block or waitlist seats because they think that they are going to end up selling those seats, either with miles or what have you. So they'll leave them blocked, not go ahead and push through those upgrade certificates. And but if you end up waitlisting, usually those upgrade certs are going to show up at the top. Now, there are global upgrade certs that are just available to Diamond Medallions members. Those do automatically clear if there are seats available. They did make that change about a year ago. But the ones that come with the Platinum Medallion, those regional certs, they're useful. They can be valuable, but you just have to know how to use them and try to not let them expire on you. So if they don't clear on this trip to Vegas, we do have that trip out to San Antonio in January, and I'll just swap those certs out. But hopefully it'll be a first class to Vegas and back. That's a bit of a long 3.5 hour flight out there. But we'll see how that turns out. And then again, the March 21st, Celebrity Silhouettes, just a 4-night cruise up there. The fare has gone up a little bit, but it's still an open invitation to anybody that wants to join us. Taking dad and stepmom on a little birthday getaway over a weekend. And then, so probably waiting to January, February to book, but still got that Ireland trip. And the other day I was pricing it out. There was a $900 round trip. I believe that was just basic economy on JetBlue, but that's not a bad fare at all. 900 round trip all the way to Dublin and back. But hoping to use those Mint upgrade certificates there. Speaking of other deals, if you can't make that March 21st cruise, there was an interesting 5-night cruise mid-January. If you've got some about a month away, if you're able to put that time on the calendar, just 5 nights, $300 plus per person. Not a bad deal there. Celebrity is one of my favorites, and there are even better deals than that out there. If you just want a short, 3-4 nighter cruise out of Florida, they pop up all the time. If you have a date in mind, comment here, message me. Maybe I can help you out and find a good deal. But also a casino offer. There was I don't have this much time off work, but it was a 16-night cruise with Princess, and they were trying to fill it up. Gambled in Princess casinos on board before, and it was a $50 fare for like a 16-night cruise. Just pay the taxes and what's on board. Unfortunately, can't do that, but it was an amazing deal for something like that. But beyond that, check out your American Express offers. They can be valuable. There's some sitting out there, even with Chase for Air Canada. There was a new one that popped up, I noticed, for ITA Air, is the new version of Italia that went bankrupt a number of years ago, and more. So there's all these different offers that are just simply, extra membership rewards or cash off, your tickets there. So check those out. Let's see, the upgrade fund, still out there. As I always say, pay your bills before you help me pay mine. But another little cute idea I thought about the other day was a coffee or pint glass. So you got pretty much the logo you see here behind me with the QR code. Maybe it's a cute little thing, have your friends over if you're an ad geek. Appreciate the support there. Those glasses go about $20, $25 a piece. So let me know if you're interested in something like that. Okay, but just a quick little episode here. Just an open invitation for any feedback that you want to share. You got commenting here. Please subscribe, or you've got my email robert@peachnews.co. All right, so we'll get this wrapped up, and have a great week. I'm just counting down to Christmas. I just dropped off some toys for Toys for Tots today, and so we're getting there. And make sure you crossed all those items off your travel list. Happy holidays. We don't see from you earlier because again, this is the 13th, about a week or two away from Christmas. And safe travels where you may be going. Talk to you soon.